Okay, Sabach Hashem, we're Zacha to be here, and Tu Bishvat, and this is the holiday of the trees. This is the day that they're celebrating the trees of the world and our connection to them. And it's a very ominous holiday, it's a very enigmatic holiday, and the Hasidim told us that there's something very, very deep about this day. It's an ability to relate to the world from a new perspective, to take all of the lessons that we can take from the trees and really allow them to hit home, allow them to make this be a new beginning of the way we look at life, in the fact that we are recognizing our connection to the trees of the world. And so I want to start with the Midrash. That the Midrash says that the trees were actually the first part of creation to in a way to rebel against Hashem, and the way that they rebelled really changed the way that life would forever appear to us, and in all of our struggles, in all of our journeys. And it says like this. It says that Hashem said on the third day that He wants that there should be eitz pri osa pri. And the eitz pri literally means a tree, a fruit that makes fruits, and which doesn't seem to make so much sense. And then when the trees were actually created, so then it doesn't say that. It says that there became eitz osa pri. That there wasn't eitz pri, it was a tree that makes fruits. So Chazal say a very fascinating thing. That what does it mean? What was Hashem's original intent? The eitz pri osa pri. What it means is that Hashem wanted that tam ha'etz katam pri. Hashem wanted that the taste of the bark should be the same as the taste of the fruit. That's what Hashem's original intent had been. And yet the trees didn't listen. That they rebelled against Hashem, and they said, no, our bark is going to be dry, our bark is going to be tasteless, and only the fruits are going to have taste. So what is this? What is this trying to say? What does this mean for us? So the pri, that represents the goal. The pri represents the thing that we're working towards, and the eitz, that represents the journey. That represents that all of the work involved, all of the energy that we need to exert in order to get to all of our goals, in order to make all of the perot, to make all of the fruits, all of our successes, all of our end goals, and so the original plan was that the tam ha'etz would be katam pri, that the person would taste in the journey that taste of the sweetness of the end. Okay, that's the way Hashem wanted it to be, and for whatever reason, so the trees didn't allow that to happen, and this is part of the brokenness of our world. Part of the sheker of this world is that we don't feel the sweetness. We don't taste the sweetness until we get to the end. And the problem is that life is full of journeys, and the life is full of these tasteless exercises and these tasteless efforts that we have to keep on exerting, and the Hashem didn't really want it to be so tasteless. Hashem didn't want it to be so hard, and that the darkness of Olam Hazeh, the sheker of Olam Hazeh, the lie, that the falseness that's covering up the truth, is that it appears to us that the journey is tasteless, and this is the problem. Now this is the problem that we have to deal with. That life is tough. That life is not full of excitement naturally, and we all understand that there's a certain sweetness that comes to the end, and we all understand that there's something beautiful when you get to the things you've been working towards, and yet that the trick of life is to be able to fix that, to be able to find taste, to find sweetness in the journey. And this is relevant for so many different, almost anything in our life. A person is going to school, and at the end of the 2 years, or 3 years, or 4 years, or 7 years, then they're going to get some kind of degree. And until then, they're just working. It's just mindless work. It's just something that they're doing stuff that they're not interested in doing. That it's relevant when a person is trying to improve themselves. When a person is trying to get somewhere in life, when a person is trying to raise themselves to the next level of like they're trying to overcome a certain character trait, person is, and I was like, I'm gonna try. I know that I have a long way to go. It's think about like a person who's like very obese and like they want to lose 200 pounds. Yeah, and it's that the beginning that they're going to work. They're going to work so hard, and they're not going to see. They're not going to be happy with what they see in the mirror, even if they work so hard, even if they're doing perfectly. And then this is a certain tastelessness of the journey, but yet like la'at, like if you make if a little bit at a time, and you're going to make it, and that a person that is able to overcome this, and certainly relevant with certainly it's not just like it's not just with avodas midos. This is with like certainly with raising children. You know, that the person that you put so much effort into kids, and they like with the hope that all of this will turn out to something good. You know, and a person could mamish just like wallow in the wow, like so much work. Is it really worth it? Like, do I really know? Maybe it's and so the Tu Bishvat is reminding us that to find that the tam ha'etz k'tam ha'pri, to be able to taste the sweetness in the journey, not to wait until the end, to recognize that every step of the way actually has a certain sweetness that we're able to tap into, and so how do we actually do it? So there's a beautiful passage. We say this in Havdalah. It says, "Ushaftem mayim b'sasa mimayinei ha'yeshua." It says that you should draw water with rejoicing from the well springs of salvation. So it tells us that there's this thing called drawing from the well springs of salvation. Right now we're not at the Yeshua yet. We're still very much in the middle of Galus. Right now we're still very much in the middle of our struggles, in the middle of our journeys, and yet the passage tells us that we can look towards the Yeshua. We look towards the end. Look towards the final goal, and there's well springs of happiness. There's well springs of satisfaction, and it's possible to borrow, to draw water from the end, and to taste the end in the journey. Okay, to be able to that every test we're studying for, every diaper we're changing, every little like half a kilogram that we're losing, that we're having a little bit. One time I didn't get angry today. One time, like I know I lost my temper 20 times, but last time I didn't hold myself even once, and today I hold myself even once. That's awesome. Now I'm on the journey, and tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem, I'll be able to hold myself twice, and then eventually in a year, so then I'll be able to be a calm person. and I got like yesterday I was complaining to everybody, and I was snapping at everybody, and like today I was. That one time I was able to be positive. One time I was able to not complain, to not be just like an angry person, and that to be able to just celebrate these little pieces of our journey, to recognize that, to see the vision of how sweet it will be to be the person that we want to become, and despite the fact that we're not there yet, so to not look at this with the blandness of the bark, and to be able to taste the taste of the salvation in the journey. So this is mamish the first step. This is the first limud that we're able to take from the trees. So bless us that we should mamish be able to appreciate that life is a journey, and to be able to appreciate that if we're going to be waiting to feel sweetness when we get to the end, so then all of the sweetness is going to be after we die, and like. It will be sweet after we die, B'ezrat Hashem, but like, wouldn't that be a shame? If we gave up, we just like threw in the garbage. So many opportunities for sweetness, so many opportunities for appreciating the journey. So l'chaim to appreciating the little steps, l'chaim to appreciating the fact that there is sweetness in every step of the way, that we were able to taste the salvation in every single step, B'ezrat Hashem. So, we're celebrating the Chag HaIlanot, the Rosh Hashanah of trees. So the difference, the biggest difference between fruits and vegetables is that the fruits the fruits, so they take a long time. You know, one of the reasons why the Rosh Hashanah Lilanot is only on Tu Bishvat is because really that the things that started growing at the beginning of the year, they only started sprouting on Tu Bishvat, right? But really, the point is that it takes so many months before something starts showing up, before that there's any kind of blossom, of exposure, of being able to see that something happened. Whereas vegetables is very simple. Vegetables, like it takes like a couple of days, a couple of weeks. So it depends on the kind of vegetable, and it's very quick. And it's the same thing, that just like it's easy come, it's easy go. That the vegetables, so they're very quick to grow, and also they don't have a very good shelf life. That the mamish, like you can't keep vegetables from week to week too much, and fruits stay for a good amount of time. Like etrog, they sometimes they pick the etrog already like way before Sukkot, and so the tree itself is the biggest, like the biggest thing you see. The tree itself, it's like it takes years before, like after planting it, before you're able to actually get fruit. You have orla, and you have it's mamish years before you can get something out of it. And the tree itself, it lasts forever. You know, there's trees that are, I don't know, like hundreds of years. I think even thousands. I think.
I want to ask, why is it that I'll get an etrog at Sukkot and a year later it's shriveled up and looks like a nice decoration, but I buy lemons at the store and in 2 weeks they're moldy and unusable? Like why? Maybe not 2 weeks, but 2 months.
Because they were storing it before, probably.
But like, why does the etrog not mold like the way a lemon does? That's something I've been baffled by.
Oh, that's a good question. Why an etrog doesn't mold? I've had etrogs that mold, but I don't know. It's.
I was told they put a lot of preservatives and pesticides on
the things that come to the sugar. Oh, on the etrog. Okay.
They're so hard to grow in the
very interesting.
They put a lot of stuff inside.
Okay, I hear. So the biggest difference between fruits and vegetables is that vegetables is easy come, easy go, and fruits is it takes a lot of time, and after it takes so much time, so that it actually lasts. It actually is something that. Is something that sustains, and so there's a very very interesting thing that if you look at the psukim in Parshat Bereshit, so Hashem tells Adam that the difference between fruits and vegetables is, he says that he tells that Adam and Chava that look at all of the trees, all of the fruits in the Garden of Eden, and all of the fruits mikol eitz hagan achal tochel, that I want you to eat from all the fruits, and he says that Yerek Esav, that the grasses and the vegetables, that's what I gave to the animals, and to you I gave the perot, all the perot hagan, the perot ha'itzim, that is what I want you to eat. So the Torah is very clear about the fact that fruits is people food and vegetables is animal food. Okay, so don't mention this to any of your vegan friends. And it's
again, the food.
The fruit is people food, and vegetables is animal food. Okay, the Hashem wanted the animals to have the vegetables, and Hashem wanted the people to have the fruit. So that there's something about fruit that is meant. It's meant for humans, and so the difference is that an animal is his entire existence is an existence of survival. Animal that it's all about the here and now. It's all just about keep me alive. That he has instincts. He doesn't know how to plan things. And a human being is the opposite. A human being is all about having a dream. It's about having a timeline of having where am I going, and how mature a person is, how human a person is dependent on how they're able to have delayed gratification. How they're able to say that I'm working now because one day I hope that there's going to be something good, and that's what it means to plant a tree. That's what it means to have a fruit. What it means to be in the world of that. You're in the world of fruits. You're not a vegetable person. You're a fruit person. That means you're a person that understands that anything that's meaningful is going to take time. Anything that's easy come is by definition easy go. And so I'm interested. I'm ready to invest. I'm ready to invest in my life because I know that if I don't invest, then it's not going to be worth anything. And so this is really what it means. This is really what it means to be human. And there's when a person is able to tap into the fact that I'm going somewhere big. That like I'm trying to build something. I'm not just trying to do something with the here and now. That I want to build something that I really would like. I really would like to do something meaningful with my life. So then that is what gives them the strength that when the person understands that because I'm getting somewhere, so I taste that sweetness already in the journey. So this is what allows me to make these baby steps. This is what allows me to not get bogged down by the fact that things are taking time, and so there's a beautiful teaching that I heard once that come sit, and there's teaching that I love to share from a Beisacher friend that he shared this at a Siyam Hashas many years ago, that the punchline of his speech was that it's never too little, it's never too late, and it's never enough. Right? It's never too little. That there's no such thing. There's no baby step that didn't get you somewhere. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's no such thing that it's too late. There's no such thing that I can't do. There's no such thing that everything is going to have a result. Everything is going to get you somewhere, and it's never enough. It's never enough. Never think that I've plateaued. Never think that I've made it. Never think that I've had enough baby steps. That every single baby step is getting you somewhere. Every single step of the way is bringing you closer to your goal. And this is mamish, like Tu Bishvat is the holiday of baby steps. That Tu Bishvat is the celebration of the fact that the fact that we have all of these little baby steps. That's why we're getting something which is meaningful at the end. That if it wouldn't be for all these baby steps, it wouldn't be for all this investment, then it wouldn't end up with anything worthwhile. So this is mamish the time to appreciate that we're so lucky that we believe in goals. We're so lucky that we're humans. We're lucky that we're not just in survival mode. We're so lucky that we're not just living for the moment, that we're able to build something. We're able to invest in something because we know that the future is actually worth living. And and the understanding that we're investing in something awesome. So this is what gives us strength. And this is mamish the story of the Geula. This is mamish the story of the story of Klal Yisrael, that we've been like trying to get somewhere. We've been trying to get to Geula for so many years, and that everything in Geula is just baby steps. And the person could look at these baby steps and say, this is so pointless. we're not getting there. This is not. So many times that my rabbi said that that's it. Mashiach is coming, and he didn't come. And so many times I thought that this we're making it. We're for real this time, really. And to understand that it's a long process, but the long process is made of millions and millions of little baby steps. So this is what gives us hope. This is if we wouldn't believe that every single baby step is getting us closer to our goal, then it actually would never get there. So I bless us all that in this holiday of Tu Bishvat, this is mamish the holiday of baby steps, that we should mamish be able to appreciate that we're getting somewhere, that Baruch Hashem, that we're humans, we have goals, and the way to get to goals, there's only one way to get to goal, and that is only by taking these little steps, a slow process, and through this slow process, so B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to come to our personal Geula, to our national Geula, to Mashiach, to seeing everything good B'ezrat Hashem. So, I think that the most amazing thing about fruits, this holiday of fruits, that you should take from other fruits. You had already. You're after. That the most amazing thing about fruits is that the biggest difference between fruits and vegetables is the fruits are full of all the different colors in the world and all the different flavors in the world. Vegetables is basically they're all green and they're basically tasteless. Once again, no offense to any of the vegans here that love the vegetables, but really the what's unique about fruits is specifically in the fact that there's so much variety and there's so much beauty, there's so much sweetness. It's an amazing thing that Hashem did to us, that He gives us so many colors and so many flavors, and the truth is that when it says that on Tu Bishvat, so Chazal say that what actually changes in Tu Bishvat? What changes on Tu Bishvat is the time that the sap of the tree starts rising, and it's from that sap that is what brings all the sweetness. That's what makes it so special, and so now we said before that the difference between fruits and vegetables is the fruits is people food and the vegetables is animal food. So that on a deeper level, know what it means that the fruits is people food. That Hashem wants us to be able to connect to Him in the act of eating. There's an amazing teaching from the Morinaim that Rav Nachman Shenovel says that by the man that we had in last week's parsha, that Hashem says that you should take a tiny bit of the man and you should put it in a certain flask, and you should keep it in the base of Mikdash. You should always see that a testament to the fact that you had this man when you were in the desert, and so we asked, like, why is, of all the different things, of all the different miracles that we had, like, why did they make a testament to only this one? And so he says, because this is something that was relevant for all generations, because the thing is that what was the man? The man was that it was something spiritual that took a physical form. And really, there was nothing physical about the man. It was something that it was completely ruchnias, and they were getting saturated, they were getting sustained from this ruchnias. And so the Morinaim says that Hashem wanted us to know that, that's actually what's going to be happening for all eternity. That when we're eating all of the food that Hashem gives us. So really, the thing that's sustaining us is actually not the calories. It's really not the physical elements of it. It's actually the ruchnias that's filling us up. It's actually that we're sustaining ourselves. We're giving ourselves our nourishment from the ruchnias of the thing, and that is specifically why that He wants us to eat the fruits, because it's in the fruits that we actually are able to connect with Hashem. That the ruchnias is specifically in all of the colors and all the different flavors, that in the pleasure of the world, in all the different enjoyments of the world, that is where Hashem is present. Or in other words, that the reason why vegetables are so easy to come is actually because that they're only sustaining themselves. They're only existing from the very superficial part of reality, whereas the fruits, the reason why they take so long to grow is actually because they're growing from the pnimius of the reality, the pnimius of the physical world, which is the spiritual. And that's why there's so much enjoyment, there's so much more pleasure from the fruits than there is from the vegetables, because the fruits is actually, the thing that we're enjoying is that Hashem's presence. It's actually the ruchnias that we're enjoying. And this is the fact that we're tasting so much, we're being present so much, is because of Hashem's presence that is actually here. And this is really what it means, that Hashem is hiding in nature. It says that the name of Hashem, Elokim, is the same gematria as Hateva, is 86. 86 is the Hateva. Hashem hides within nature, that there's a spirituality, there's a spiritual presence that is in every element of the physical world, and that's what Hashem wants us to connect with. That every time Hashem wants us to be completely part of the physical world, and He wants us to understand that it's not just physical, that He's actually hiding behind the physicality, and we're able to tap into that, then we're able to actually enjoy it. That He's here. He's saying, hello everybody, like, hey, like, did you enjoy that Coca-Cola? Did you enjoy that wine? Did you enjoy that whiskey? Did you enjoy those grapes? That all of the elements of the physical pleasures of the world. So that is Hashem being present in our reality. And so this is really that it's the spiritual plane that gives pleasure to, that real pleasure to reality. Reb Nachman said that you want to know the difference between between Judaism without Chassidus, the Judaism with Chassidus. So he said, it's the same thing. It's the same mitzvahs. You're like the same Shabbos, the same davening. You're saying the same words. But he said the difference is between a a cold knish and a hot knish. It's all there. It's all there. It's just like all the taste is missing. that just it's the heat of Chassidus, the heat of Ruchnius. That is what brings out all the taste. It's in the Ruchnius that we're able to connect with the taste of the world. So this is mamish that the fact that we're able to. The fact that we're able to see Hashem in the world is this is all the pleasures in the world is actually trying for us to wake up and understand that Hashem wants us to be present. Hashem wants us to see that He's with us and to understand that when He is really into us. So this is actually the hey shalom. That this is actually the greatest. Wow, shalom. That the place where it's been years since I've seen you. Yeah, that the way that we're able to see Hashem in the world is specifically through the pleasures of the world. Now the truth is that it's through these pleasures that Hashem is really showing us who He is, because really that Hashem has a certain responsibility to us. Hashem created us. Because Hashem created us, so He needs to take care of us. He can't just put us here and then just like, hey, you're on your own. So Hashem actually needs to take care of us. But for the fact that Hashem needs to take care of us, He could have just given us vegetables. He could have just given us healthy food. He could have just given us vitamins. And the fact that Hashem gave us fruits, the fact that Hashem gave us so many colors, so many flavors, so what He's trying to say is that I'm not just your master. My relationship with you is not just that I have a responsibility towards you, that I want you to understand that I love you. I want you to understand that I care about you. I want you to understand that I love when you're having a good time. And that's why the pleasure of the world is specifically expressed in the fruits, specifically because Hashem loves us so much. And I always say that this is what it means, that there's a concept that's brought down in Chassidus, that achila b'kedusha, that to eat with holiness. What does it mean? What does it mean to eat with holiness? So I always say that to eat with holiness means is to appreciate the fact that every time we're enjoying life, every time that we're enjoying eating, every time that we're having a good time, that to take a moment to think that, Hashem gave me this good time. Hashem gave me this good hamburger. Hashem gave me this good this good experience. And Hashem is looking at me right now, and He's so happy of the fact that I'm enjoying. And that to bring Him into the experience, that's what it means to eat with kedusha. And like if you have a parent, that he wants his child to have something fun. He buys them an ice cream sundae, and he's watching him eat the ice cream sundae, and he's he's having so much nachas. Like the more that the kid is just so having a good time. So but then at that one moment, then the kid looks up and he sees the father smiling at him, and he sees that my father is so excited about the fact that I'm having a good time. So that makes all that connection, that looking up and seeing that whoa, I appreciate that you are happy, that I'm happy. So that is what makes the relationship so real. That is what makes it so awesome. So this is the love that Hashem is showing us in all of the pleasures of the world. That Hashem wants us to enjoy life. That the Ramchal writes that the entire purpose of creation is that Hashem wanted lehitiv, Hashem wanted to give, Hashem wanted us to enjoy, Hashem wanted us to have pleasure in the world. And so to bring Kedusha into the world is that every time that we're enjoying, to appreciate the fact that Hashem is so happy with the fact that we're enjoying, that every pleasure is a kiss from Hashem, and to recognize that we're conscious of His involvement in every element of our life. So I bless us all that we should look for reasons to celebrate. We should look for pleasures in life. We should know there's no reason to have shame for the pleasures of life. There's no reason to try to avoid. There's no reason to say that I don't deserve this. There's no reason to think that this is not what life is for. That life is actually here for enjoyment, because life is all about Hashem wanting to connect with us. And the way that Hashem connects with us is that He makes such a beautiful world. He makes a world full of pleasures, full of experiences, and He wants us to have every single pleasure. He just wants us to look up and say, "Wow, Hashem, you're so awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it." And this is what it means. This is like like all of these awesome fruits, all of these awesome drinks, and also it's all here. Hashem wants us to enjoy, and He wants us to know that He loves us so much in every bite. B'ezrat Hashem l'chaim. So, in our journey to try to emulate fruits, to try to emulate trees. Ki ha'adam eitz hasada. So, there's a very interesting thing in Lashon HaKodesh, that the word eitz is connected to another word, eitzah. Eitzah means advice. And so, why is it that the word eitzah, the word for advice, is the same word as the word for tree? So I once heard a very beautiful thing. There's a pasuk in Mishlei. It says, Mayim amukim eitzah b'lev ish v'ish tzvuna yidlana, that there's a certain eitzah, there's a certain advice that is hidden deep in a person's heart. It's like deep waters that you need to draw. V'ish tzvunot yidlana, and a man of understanding will be able to draw it out. So what is this? Who is this ish tfunot? So Rabbi Nachman writes that this ish tfunot is the bal eitzah. This is the person that's giving you an eitzah. The person that's giving you advice. He's the ish tfunot that is able to draw the waters that are deep, deep waters that need to be drawn. So what does it mean? What does it mean that there's a person has eitzah, is mayim amukim, that his advice, which is a deep waters in his heart. So what the Torah is telling us is that when a person is going for advice, so advice is not the same thing as instruction. And if you're asking somebody for advice and they're going to tell you what to do, then that's not good advice. You shouldn't be asking advice from people that are going to tell you what to do. And I can tell you that my Rabbi, that Rav Hashem Lev Tzachon Levracha, that he was proud of himself, that he would tell us that when people ask him advice, he never tells people what to do. I can't say that I never tell people what to do. I say that unless you're really dumb, I don't tell you what to do. So, but I try not to tell people what to do, but sometimes they just they just don't get it. And so, but that what does it mean? What does it mean that a person that's coming for advice, so they actually know deep down what they need to do. It's just that they need the mentor to be able to connect with what they really understand, to give them the right perspective, to be able to make the right decision themselves. And this is what Rabbi Nachman said, that this is precisely what a mentor is for. This is what a Rebbe is for. That he has a famous story called the story of the treasure chest, the Ma'aseh Mi'otzer. And the story goes, it's a famous story, that there was once a man that he had a dream. He was a very poor man, and he had a dream that if he goes to where? To a bridge. He lived in Krakow, and there was a certain bridge in. It wasn't Venice. It was some big city, and he has this dream that he's supposed to go to this big city, and there's a treasure chest. And he's going to make it. He's going to be rich, and so he tells his wife, what should I do? She says, you have no money, you don't have no job, you go for it. So he travels 2 weeks, and he gets to the place, and he's there, and he sees the bridge. But the problem is that there's a guard watching, and he can't. He does nothing to do. So he's waiting like 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, and he realizes the guard is not going to move. So at some point he says, honesty is the best policy. I'll go over to him and I'll tell him what's going on. He says, Mr. Guard, do you mind moving over a little bit? I want to dig exactly where you're standing. So why do you want to dig? So he says, well, I'm a little bit embarrassed to tell you, but I had a dream that it said in my dream that there's a treasure chest, and I would really like to have a treasure chest. And so the guard tells him The guy tells him, "Are you crazy? You had a dream, and you went all the way here because of a dream? Are you crazy? You know, I also had a dream. I had a dream last night that there was some guy from Krakow named Yanko, and in his house, so under the stove, so then there's a treasure chest. You think I'm going to go down to Krakow like the 2 weeks? And it's crazy. You're nuts." And so he says, "Whoa, Krakow, Yanko, that's me." So he goes home and he checks under his oven, and sure enough, there's a treasure chest, and he becomes a billionaire and lived happily ever after. And so the Rebbe Nachman said that this is a story about why you need a Rebbe. This is a story about why you need a mentor. That the purpose of a mentor is not to tell you what to do. The problem is the purpose of the mentor is not to teach you something you didn't know already. The purpose of the mentor is to just to let you know that you already had the treasures. It was under your nose. You just didn't know that it was under your nose. And the purpose of the Rebbe is to able to express, to able to reveal the treasures that you have. That's what a Rebbe is all about. And so this is what it means. This is what it means to have an Eitzah. This is what it means to be able to give advice. The person, the Rebbe, the mentor, the Baal Eitzah. So the purpose of a Rebbe is not to tell people what to do. It's not to change them. It's not to force them. It's to show them that they have these Mayim Amukim, Eitzah B'Levish, to know that they have these deep waters, that they have the ability, they have all the information that they need, they have all the understanding that they need, and they have the powers they need, they have the talents they need. They know where to go, and just the Rebbe needs to remind them that they already know. And this is what makes life sweet. This is the difference. This is the difference between a person that feels that everything is tasteless in life. That if you had teachers and mentors that always told you what to do, then your life is going to be tasteless. Then your life is going to be very I don't know, not even vegetable-like. You're going to feel like you're in prison. You're going to feel like you're forced, and it's not going to be a tasty life. And the secret of having a tasty life, the secret of the sweetness of a tree, is specifically from the fact that it comes from deep down. That the tree is searching for with its own roots, and after it has the roots, then it has the sweetness of and it gives off, and it gives the fruits, and it's all because it's coming from itself. Like if I would try to make a tree, if I have a tree that doesn't have any fruits, and I say, "Whoa, that's so embarrassing that my tree doesn't have any fruits." Okay, I'll go from the shuk and I'll get some apples and oranges, and I'll just nail the apples and oranges in the tree. Like, it's not going to be sweet. It's going to rot. It's going to fall off. And what's beautiful about the tree is specifically the fact that it builds itself. And so that the message of the trees are the message of the Eitzah is that to understand, to appreciate the fact that we have the truth, to appreciate the fact that the sweetness of life is going with ourselves, not against ourselves, is to appreciate the fact that we need guidance, but we don't need brainwashing. And we need to be able to that, like a good mentor is a person that makes us feel like we understand life ourselves more. That we feel more empowered. They actually feel wiser after speaking to him. Not that I don't know anything, he knows everything. And this is the kind of growth that we're actually looking for. So this is to be a tree. To be a tree really requires that we understand that we have what it takes to grow. And the last point that I want to leave you with is that when it says that we have fruits, when it says that the tree is ready to give fruits, I'll tell you that I remember that a good amount of years ago. So I felt like stuck in life. I felt like I wasn't. I felt like I wasn't doing anything. I was just like things weren't. I wanted to branch out. I wanted to start making a difference, and I wasn't sure if it was a good idea. And I spoke to a certain Rav, and he told me the following. He told me that it says in the Torah that ki ha'adam eitz hasada, that a person is like a tree. So a tree. So it starts. and when it starts growing, so the first step is that it has to have roots, and then it grows, and it takes time, and eventually, when it comes to a certain maturity, so then it starts having fruits. It starts giving fruits. And so the fact that he told me that the fact that you feel the need to give over, the fact that you feel that you need to spread, so that just means that you're maturing. That just means that you're becoming a big tree, and the natural way of a tree is that it needs to do something. It needs to give over fruits, and so that is specifically why I started becoming a teacher, why I became a rabbi, and this is really what it means to be like a tree. Rabbi Nachman, so he would tell us Hasidim, he would chastise his Hasidim, that he would call them Eitzim Yeveshim. He would call them, you guys, you're dry trees. That you're like, why are you keeping your Torah to yourself? Why are you keeping your light to yourself? That every single one of you, every single one of us. So we have something to spread, and our job as trees is that to have the natural feeling that we're supposed to be sharing our light with the people around us. And the Lubavitcher Rebbe would say that no one is exempt from this. If you know Aleph, so teach the entire world Aleph. If you know Beis, so then teach the entire world Beis. Like there is no, like we said before, that it's never too little, it's never too late. And like these baby steps, the process of Geula is specifically by everybody sharing their little light with the rest of the world. And so I bless us all that we should be able to tap into our treeness, our treeity, and to be able to understand that we have so much light, we have so much understanding, and we don't want to be living lives that aren't attuned with what we understand, and to find the right mentors, to find the right rabbis that are able to build us, to be able to allow us to see that we have these wellsprings of understanding, these wellsprings of inspiration, and that to find the mentors that are able to crack the code of our hearts, to be able to allow us to blossom and to flourish, and then to be able to understand that every single one of us, every single person was put here to make a difference. And this is the final lesson of the trees, is that to be like a tree is give fruits. A tree is like, when I was a kid, we had this not so healthy book called The Giving Tree. I don't think it's such a nice story. I think that we need self-care as well. We shouldn't be losers, or we shouldn't be pushovers. But we should also be giving. we should be a tree that is also taking and also giving. and I bless us all. I bless us all that we should be able to find the right opportunities and the right spaces to be able to share our light with the world, and by doing so, by the means that every single one of us will share their light, so then eventually the entire world will be filled with light, and this will bring the Geula B'ezrat Hashem here.